Hi girls and guys, and welcome to another Retro PC Gaming screencast. In this one we're going to be looking at setting up Windows 3.1. Ah yeah, Windows 3.1 in DOSBox. We'll build on what we learned in the previous DOSBox tutorials and also open up a range of older PC titles that we can't often run well or at all in other versions of Windows. Now, before I get started, I want to say a big thank you to the Vogons.org forum for the original guide and for gathering all the drivers and extra files needed into one place. The link to the original tutorial is in the video notes, and this video is basically the same as that tutorial, just with a few little added extras just to make things easier. Okay, to get started you'll need several things. Of course, you'll need DOSBox installed on your PC, and you should probably get used to playing just a few DOS games before you attempt this. Now, secondly, you'll need a copy of Windows 3.1. You can use 3.1, 3.11, Windows for Workgroups, or anything like that. Unfortunately, this software is still under copyright, so I can't give away a download link for it, or anything like that. If you buy it off eBay, remember that it will ship either on 3.5 or 5.25 inch floppies. So you'll need a floppy drive in a PC or a retro PC with a floppy drive and some way to copy that data onto your PC. And last but not least, you'll need some additional drivers and other components for best results. At a bare minimum, you should get the graphics drivers and the Sound Blaster drivers. Some games might also need Joystick drivers, the Video for Windows package and the WinG package, which is a sort of precursor to DirectX. You might also want the QuickTime and the Win32 subsystem, so we're going to install all of those as well. If I just open this folder I made earlier, you can see that I've actually collected those all into this folder here. And the download links for all of these are on the original Vogons.org tutorial and will be in the video notes. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is set up a folder. Now this will be the virtual hard drive for our virtual Windows 3.1 PC. And you can put this anywhere that is other than actually on your C drive, because that would be madness. And likely Windows 3.1 would interfere with whatever Windows you're currently running. So let's create a folder. So let's do new folder here, and I'll call it Win31. And I'll open it up, and I'm going to create another folder in here, and I'm going to call this one Win31 as well. And this is the folder where you will copy all of your Windows 3.1 floppy disks into. You'll need to copy all 6 of them into this folder. Don't worry if 1 or 2 files have the same name, simply overwrite them. Okay, so I've actually prepared this folder earlier, which is there, so I'm just going to copy and paste that in. Okay, so now I have all my Windows 3.1 installation files in that folder. Great, okay, the next step is to create a folder called Drivers. And this is going to contain our drivers, as you might imagine. Again, I've already downloaded all these into this handy folder here. So I'll just take the drivers folder, paste it in. And there we go, we have all our drivers. So that's the joystick, the graphics card, the sound card, video for Windows, the Windows 32 subsystem, and the WinG files. Alright, the next step is to create a customized configuration file for running Windows 3.1 in DOSBox. This step is a little complicated, so you might need to watch this a couple of times. DOSBox stores its configuration files in C users, your username, then a folder called app data, which if you can't see, you'll need to go to View, Folder and Search Options, View, Show Hidden Files. Okay, there it is. App data, then local, and DOSBox. Okay, so there's your DOSBox configuration file. So let's make a copy of that now. Copy and paste. And I'll rename it DOSBox win31.conf. So we need to make sure that we can start DOSBox with this configuration file. So to do that, we'll create a new shortcut. Now I'm going to do this on the desktop just because it's easy. There are lots of tutorials on how you can add shortcuts to your start menu or start screen. Right, so let's do a Control-C and a Control-V to copy that. And I'll rename it to DOSBox Win31. Okay, so I need to edit the shortcut, so right click, Properties, and now in the target box what you need to do is delete this bit here and add the letters CONF, so it says DOSBox tac CONF, then add a space, and now we want the path to our configuration file, so that's that, quotation mark, paste that in, DOSBox, then a trailing slash like this, and it's DOSBox tac 0.74 tac win31.conf, and a closing quote. So you can see that's now the path to that file there. So when you start DOSBox, it knows to use that configuration file. And we can hit apply and OK, and that's that step done. Right, so we now need to edit our configuration file, and there aren't a huge amount of changes we need to do. So first of all, we'll right click, open with Notepad, and let's pop the window into view. So let's scroll to the bottom, and we've moved the C drive, so instead of Mount C, C DOSBox C, let's go for Mount C, C Win31. So Win31. So now that path there matches this folder here. This line tells DOSBox where our Windows 3.1 virtual hard drive is, so if you have yours in another location, obviously you'll need to change this. So we'll save the configuration file now, but I won't close it because we'll need to edit it later. And we'll start DOSBox from this shortcut. And hopefully if we've done everything right, yep, drive C is mounted as local directory C Win31. Right, so we can get started installing Windows 3.1. How exciting. So type in the following commands: C:, which changes you to the C drive, CD Win31, which changes you to that subdirectory, and then just type setup. And away we go. Now the setup's fairly easy. You mainly need to go with the default options, so let's press enter. And you can choose Express Setup, that's fine. I mean, if you really wanted to save some space, you could remove some stuff with Custom Setup, but you know, Windows 3.1 isn't exactly going to eat up a lot of space anyway, so we'll just go with Express Setup, press enter. And that's it for now. We'll just wait while this happens, and I'll pause the recording until we're needed again. Alright, so we continue. We can enter anything you like for your name and click continue. Continue. And a few more files are copied. And we don't need a printer. And we can skip the tutorial. Alright, when the installation is complete, we'll want to exit DOSBox and close it for a moment. And then we're going to make a few more changes to the configuration file. So let's pop that open again. And at the end, we're going to add these lines like this. So C:, then set path, C Windows like this, C temp equals C Windows temp. Now these will be in the video notes. They just make using Windows a little bit easier. So once we've done that, we'll just hit save here and we can go back to DOSBox again. Right, now we need to install the graphics driver. So enter the following commands: cd Windows and then setup. Alright, on this screen use the up and down arrow keys to select display and press enter. Now you want to scroll right down using the arrow keys to the bottom to where it says other and press enter. Now you want to enter the path to your drivers, which if you remember was C:/drivers/S3, and then press enter. Okay, and Windows detects the drivers. So you need to pick a mode. The highest possible mode that works is 1024 by 768, so let's go with that. And 64K colors and SF, whatever that means. So there we go, selected that option there and press enter. Now I'm going to accept the configuration shown above, enter again, and Windows should copy some files over for us. Now if you get this up again, don't worry, just enter the path to the disk again, or the drivers. Hit enter and it will carry on copying. And there we go, we're done. Alright, let's see if Windows is working now. So to start it, I just need to type WIN and hit enter. And yeah, there we go. We now have a working Windows 3.1 installation. Exciting, eh? So let's get this game ready and go ahead and install the Sound Blaster drivers. So to do that we need to exit Windows, back out into plain old DOS again. Now type cd space ... to go up a level, then cd drivers, then cd sb16 to get into the Sound Blaster drivers, and just type install. And wait a moment. And we want to install now, so I'll hit enter. And we need to do a custom installation, so use the down arrow key to select that and then hit enter and continue here. And we don't need to load the drivers when DOS starts, so press N for no. And these settings are correct, so hit enter. And you need to make one change here, so use the arrow keys to select the interrupt setting here, press enter and change it to 7. Okay, and that should all be correct now, so press enter. And the files will be copied and installed. This actually takes quite a while, so I'm just going to pause the recording here until this part is complete. Any files that appear to be in conflict like this, you should choose backup. So make sure that's highlighted and just press enter. Okay, the installation will tell you that you have to reboot, but there's really no need. So just exit to DOS by pressing enter. And we'll CD up a level and another one. CD back into Windows and type Win. And there we go, we now have sound in Windows 3.1. So we're nearly there now. Let's install the joystick next. Open up the main group in Program Manager. Yeah, there it is. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Auto arrange icons. Yeah, there we go. Right, open up the main group and go to Control Panel. And in Control Panel, choose Drivers. And ignore that. Now click on Add here. Then down, there it is, choose Unlisted or Updated Driver and click on OK. Now we just need to enter the path to the driver, so that will be c:/drivers/ibmjoy and hit OK. And you should see driver for joystick, so click OK. The next dialog lets you choose either 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional joystick. Now the guide on Vogons recommends choosing the first option, so we'll go with that. And that should be it. And you'll probably find that you have to restart Windows now. So it will restart. Great, so there's really not much left now. We can install our remaining support programs by opening File Manager and then just browsing to the driver folder, which is there. And we've already installed Joystick, we've already installed Graphics, we've already installed Sound. So let's do Video for Windows. Open that folder and just run setup.exe here. Continue. And again, restart Windows. If only it was that fast these days. So that's that component done. So, and there's the Win32 subsystem, which a handful of games need. So again, that's setup.exe. And continue. Okay. Continue. And that's that one done. And we'll have FreeCell as well, why not? And that's that component done, so File Manager again. And finally the WinG subsystem, which a number of games need. You just click W Setup here. Continue. And that's it. You've now installed all the supporting files. Now, the one other thing you might need is QuickTime, which can be downloaded on the Vogon's tutorial page. A few games need that, so install that if you need it. And that's really it. You've now got a fully working Windows 3.1 installation. And now you can play all those awesome Windows 3.1 only games. So have fun. And if you've any questions or problems, leave a comment on the website or on the YouTube video, and I'll do my best to help. And until next time, enjoy your retro PC gaming. Right, where's Solitaire? I'm going to play that.